You know, sometimes you come across someone with a story that just makes you stop and think, how did they do that?
Definitely.
And the material we have today is exactly that.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Ali Abdaal, this guy went from doctor to like a global YouTube star.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to figure out how he made that leap.
Well, what's really fascinating is that this isn't someone who, just stumbled into online success.
Yeah.
Ali Abdaal, he was born in Pakistan, raised in the UK.
Okay.
And get this, he graduated from Cambridge as a medical doctor
Wow.
in 2018.
Okay.
And he actually spent 2 years working in the UK's National Health Service.
Wow. 2 years in the NHS. I mean, that's a pretty serious commitment to medicine.
It really is.
So how does someone like that end up, like, changing paths so drastically?
Let's rewind a little bit.
Okay.
While he was still in medical school back in 2016, Abdaal started creating YouTube videos.
Okay.
But these weren't just random vlogs or anything like that.
Right.
He was sharing like really insightful study tips.
Right.
And offering kind of glimpses into his life as a medical student.
So he was already kind of planting the seeds for content creation even while he was still in med school?
Yeah.
That's some serious foresight.
It really is. And, this wasn't just a passing hobby for him.
Right.
He diligently built his platform.
Okay.
And he was honing his message for years.
Wow.
Before he actually took the plunge into, full-time content creation in 2020.
That's impressive. So it wasn't an overnight success story.
Wow.
It sounds like he was very intentionally laying the groundwork while still pursuing, a very demanding career.
Yeah.
So what exactly does Ali Abdaal do online?
Well, he found a niche in teaching.
Okay.
Think productivity hacks,
Okay.
effective study techniques,
Yeah.
strategies for building businesses online.
So it's not exactly medical procedures.
No, not really.
Okay, so his content has a pretty broad appeal then.
Yeah, whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or just someone looking to improve their daily life.
And a New York Times best-selling book? I mean, that's not exactly typical for your average self-help guru.
Not really. No, he's not your average guru.
So it seems like his reach goes way beyond just YouTube, right?
Oh, yeah, far beyond.
Like, how big are we talking?
Well, his YouTube channel has over 4 million subscribers.
Wow.
But he's built a whole ecosystem, podcasts, online courses.
Okay.
Like the whole works.
That's a lot.
Yeah, his message is resonating with people all over the world.
But I'm curious, what is it about his approach that appeals to so many people?
One key ingredient is just his relatability.
Okay.
He has this knack for breaking down complex ideas into actionable steps.
So it's not just lofty concepts,
No.
it's practical.
Exactly.
Right.
And what really sets him apart, I think, is his transparency.
Okay.
For example, he openly shares his income reports. He details precisely how much he earns from each of his ventures.
Wow, that's pretty unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
I can see how that would resonate, though. It
Yeah.
feels genuine. So it's not all smoke and mirrors.
No.
It's real.
Exactly. And he's also got another layer to this.
Okay.
He emphasizes what he calls feel-good productivity.
Feel good productivity.
Yeah, and it goes beyond just getting things done.
Okay.
It's about finding a system that works for you.
Okay.
It's not about forcing yourself into some rigid framework.
Right. So you're not just burning yourself out to achieve success.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I do wonder how his medical background kind of influenced this whole transition.
Well, his medical training definitely instilled in him a sense of structure and efficiency,
Yeah.
which he's carried over into his content creation.
Right.
But, the desire for a more flexible lifestyle, the ability to reach a wider audience, those were also, key factors in his decision.
So he saw an opportunity to use his skills in a different way.
Yeah, he's spoken about wanting to make a broader impact than he felt he could within traditional medicine.
So it was a pretty bold move, wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
To walk away from, prestigious and stable career
Yeah,
for something as unpredictable as the online world.
it was a calculated risk
Okay.
and not one that he took lightly.
Yeah.
In fact, he initially started creating content as a side hustle.
Okay.
He was building his audience and testing the waters, so to speak,
Right.
before making the full commitment.
So it wasn't a rash decision.
No.
It was a carefully considered plan.
Exactly.
Okay, but what specifically about productivity and personal development kind of captured his attention?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And to understand that, we need to look into his personal philosophy,
Okay.
which is deeply rooted in the concept of compounding gains.
Compounding gains.
Yes.
That sounds intriguing.
And it's not just about finances, which is where we usually hear that term.
Right.
He applies it to every aspect of life.
Okay.
He believes that, consistent small improvements over time lead to significant results.
So it's not just about like one big push. It's about consistently doing those little things over time.
Exactly.
So it's more about the long game.
Yes, the power of consistency.
Okay.
And this idea really resonated with him during his time in medical school.
Oh, interesting.
He saw how, small daily efforts like reviewing notes or practicing a particular surgical technique compounded over time to produce incredible results.
Yeah, so these seemingly insignificant actions like build up over time.
Exactly.
To create something much bigger.
That's it.
But how does this concept actually translate to his content creation?
Well, Abdaal realized that the same principle could be applied to, basically any area of life.
Okay.
So he started sharing his insights on productivity and personal development.
Okay.
And teaching people how to break down their goals into manageable steps, create systems for consistent progress.
So he's essentially taking the principles he learned in medical school and applying them to like a much wider audience.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever.
It is.
Okay, so we've got this foundation. Medical background, a commitment to compounding gains, and a desire for wider impact. But I'm still curious about the specifics of his content. Like, what are some of the key principles he teaches that have really resonated with people?
Well, that's where we start to see the real depth of his approach.
Okay.
And that's what we'll dive into next. So one of the most popular concepts he teaches is something called systems thinking.
Systems thinking, like what does that even mean? It sounds kind of complicated.
Yeah, it's a bit of a buzzword.
Right.
But it's really about designing simple systems and processes that, streamline your workflow and help you automate tasks.
Okay, so it's not like, complex equations or anything.
No.
More about optimizing how you work.
Exactly. Working smarter, not harder.
I like it.
So he emphasizes identifying, those repetitive tasks that can be either automated or delegated.
Oh, okay.
So you can free up your mental space.
Right, so you can focus on more like strategic and creative work.
Exactly. So, for example, he has this whole system for processing emails
Oh, interesting.
instead of, constantly checking his inbox throughout the day.
Yeah, which I'm definitely guilty of.
Yeah, it's a huge time suck for a lot of people.
It is.
He allocates specific times to batch process his emails.
Okay, so it's all about being intentional with your time and energy.
Precisely. And this kind of leads into another one of his key principles, which is deep work.
Okay, deep work. That sounds intense.
It is, but in a good way.
Okay.
So it's about focusing without distraction
Right.
on a cognitively demanding task.
Okay.
So it's those periods of intense concentration where you're truly immersed in a project and you're making significant progress.
So it's not about just being busy, it's about actually being productive.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
And he really stresses the importance of creating environments that are conducive to deep work.
Oh, interesting.
So that might mean, finding a quiet space to work, using noise-canceling headphones, even using website blockers, things like that.
Yeah, so you can really just block out the noise and get into that focused state.
Exactly. Create that space for optimal focus.
Okay. It seems like mindfulness would play a role on this too, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
Like being present in the moment.
Yeah, Abdaal is a big advocate for incorporating mindfulness and self-care into a productivity routine.
So it's not about pushing yourself to the limit.
No, it's about taking care of your mental and physical well-being.
Right. Recognizing that we're not machines.
Exactly. We need to recharge. We need to take breaks in order to function at our best.
So how does he suggest people actually incorporate this into their lives?
Well, he encourages people to, schedule things like meditation, exercise, or even just spending time in nature
Okay.
into their daily routines.
So it's like being proactive about self-care.
Yeah, rather than waiting until you're completely burnt out.
Right. Yeah, because then it's too late.
Exactly. It's about being intentional and recognizing that self-care isn't selfish.
Right.
It's actually essential for sustainable productivity.
I like that.
It's all connected.
It is. I'm seeing all these principles kind of build on each other.
Yeah, they do.
Like you can't really have, effective deep work sessions if you're exhausted and you haven't taken care of yourself.
That's great observation.
Yeah.
And Abdaal really emphasizes this interconnectedness.
Okay.
And there's another element that I think kind of ties into this,
Okay.
which is the importance of continuous learning and improvement.
Okay, so like always seeking to expand your knowledge and skills.
Yes, he's a voracious learner himself. And he encourages his audience to, constantly be expanding their knowledge
Okay.
through reading, courses, workshops, whatever sparks their curiosity.
So it's that growth mindset, like
Oh.
always being open to learning new things, pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone.
That's it.
But it doesn't stop there, right?
No, he doesn't stop there.
Okay.
He also emphasizes the importance of building relationships
Okay.
and networking,
Okay.
both for personal and professional growth.
So it's not just about individual effort.
No.
It's about like the power of community and connection.
Exactly. He believes in building genuine connections with people,
Okay.
both online and offline.
Right.
Recognizing that we can achieve more together than we can alone.
It's like that African proverb, if you want to go fast, go alone.
Yeah.
You want to go far, go together.
Exactly.
I like that.
And it's not just about taking, it's about giving back as well.
Oh.
He's a firm believer in using your platform and your resources to make a positive impact on the world.
So it's about like purpose-driven success.
Exactly.
Achieving your goals, but also like aligning your actions with your values.
That's it. He encourages people to find ways to, contribute to causes they care about.
Okay.
Whether that's through volunteering, donating, or using their skills to make a difference.
So it's finding that intersection
Yeah,
between your passions and like wanting to make a positive impact.
exactly. And that brings us to another really crucial point,
Okay.
which is that, he's very open about the fact that this path isn't always easy.
Right. It's not all sunshine and rainbows.
No, it's not.
There are going to be bumps in the road.
Yeah, he talks a lot about, embracing failure
Okay.
and learning from your mistakes.
Okay.
He encourages people to take risks, step outside of their comfort zones, and to understand that setbacks are like an inevitable part of the journey.
So it's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about having that resilience to like bounce back from those challenges.
Exactly. Use those experiences as learning opportunities.
Okay.
He's very transparent about, his own failures and setbacks.
So it humanizes him,
Yeah.
showing that even someone who seems incredibly successful has faced their own share of obstacles.
Absolutely. And he stresses that failure is like a crucial part of the learning process. He encourages people to view it as feedback, not defeat.
I like that. It's a good way to look at it.
And that leads to another important aspect of his philosophy, which is patience.
Patience, yeah.
He emphasizes that, meaningful change takes time
Right.
and effort.
Yeah, it's not going to happen overnight.
No, it's about consistent effort over time.
It's about setting realistic goals,
Yeah,
breaking down like those large tasks into smaller steps,
exactly. It's about focusing on the journey, not just the destination.
and finding joy in that process.
Exactly. And that brings us back to that idea of feel-good productivity.
Right. It all comes full circle.
Yes.
So it's about finding that balance
Yeah.
between striving for your goals,
Mm-hmm.
but also enjoying the present moment.
Exactly. Taking care of yourself both physically and mentally,
Yeah.
making time for activities that bring you joy. They recharge your batteries.
It's all interconnected.
It is.
I'm noticing a theme here.
Yes, there's definitely a theme.
It's not just about productivity hacks. It's about like a more holistic approach to life.
Exactly. And that speaks to the depth of his thinking.
Right.
He's not just offering like superficial tips.
Yeah.
He's really inviting people to like engage in a deeper exploration of what it means to live a meaningful life.
Well, it's like a whole philosophy.
It is, but I'm curious, how does he like tie all of this together?
Right. Because it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it is. And to do that, he's developed this concept he calls the skill stack.
Skill stack.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So it's essentially a framework for building this like unique combination of skills
Okay.
that can lead to success
Okay.
in like any field.
Okay. So it's about being like versatile and adaptable.
Exactly. Not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
And the beauty of it is it's totally customizable.
Oh.
There's no one right way to do it.
So it's more of a personalized approach to skill development?
Exactly. It's about figuring out, what works best for you.
Okay.
Your goals, your interests,
Right.
and then creating a plan to build those skills.
So how do you actually go about like building your skill stack?
Well, he provides a lot of guidance on how to do that.
Okay.
He talks about like the importance of identifying your strength,
Okay.
your weaknesses, setting learning goals,
Okay.
and finding effective ways to, acquire new knowledge and skills.
So it's like a roadmap for like creating a career path that's both fulfilling and sustainable.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to, career success.
Right.
This skill stack can be applied to any area of life
Okay.
where you want to improve or achieve a goal.
So it's a versatile tool.
Yeah, for personal growth and development.
And it's personalized.
It is.
Okay, I can see why people are drawn to his message. It's
Yeah.
not just about like quick fixes.
No.
It's more about like a roadmap to creating a life of purpose.
And fulfillment.
Exactly.
And he does it in a way that's both accessible and inspiring.
Okay.
He's not afraid to, share his own journey.
Right.
His struggles.
His failures.
His triumphs. He makes it feel attainable,
Right. Like, hey, if this guy can do it,
Yep.
maybe I can too.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've covered a lot.
We have.
Systems thinking, deep work, continuous learning, the skill stack. It's clear that Abdaal has a lot of valuable insights to offer.
He does.
But what about the financial side of things?
Well,
Like, he's obviously built this successful business.
Yep.
But does he, like, share advice on building wealth
you do.
or creating passive income streams?
That's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Abdaal is, incredibly transparent about his own finances.
Okay.
And he doesn't shy away from talking about money.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, he believes that financial literacy is crucial for anyone who wants to achieve, true freedom.
Right, and independence,
Exactly.
which we don't talk about enough, I think.
No, we don't.
Money is such a taboo topic,
Yeah, it is.
but it's such an important part of our lives.
It really is. And he approaches it in a very practical, down-to-earth way.
So no get-rich-quick schemes.
No, not at all.
Okay.
He focuses on building sustainable wealth
Okay.
through, a combination of smart investing, side hustles,
Okay. Yeah.
online business models.
So it's about creating multiple streams of income.
Exactly. Diversification.
Okay.
Building a portfolio of income-generating assets.
And he actually shares strategies that he's used.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
He's written extensively about his investments, his online courses, his YouTube channel, even his rental properties.
Wow. So he's like laying out the blueprint.
In a way, he is.
Okay.
But he also emphasizes that, there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Yeah.
It's about finding what works best for you.
For your skills and interests.
Exactly.
So it's about empowerment.
Yeah,
Like giving people the tools and the knowledge to take control of their finances.
precisely. And he makes it clear that financial success is achievable for anyone who's willing to put in the effort.
And learn.
Exactly.
So it's not just about luck or privilege.
No, it's about taking action.
Educating yourself.
Yeah.
Building that solid foundation.
Exactly. And he emphasizes that financial success isn't just about, accumulating wealth.
Okay.
It's about using your resources to create a life that is meaningful and fulfilling.
So it's about having the freedom to pursue your passions.
Yes.
Support your loved ones.
Make a positive impact.
Right. So it's more than just making money.
It is.
It's about creating that life of purpose and impact.
Exactly. And that speaks to his overall philosophy, right?
Right.
It's not just about productivity or financial success.
It's about living a life that's aligned with your values.
Precisely.
Okay, I'm getting a much clearer picture now.
Good.
But, there are people out there who are skeptical of the whole self-improvement thing.
Oh, yeah.
So does he address any of that?
That's a great question. And he doesn't shy away from it.
Okay.
In fact, he's very aware of the potential pitfalls of what he calls toxic productivity.
Toxic productivity. What does that mean?
So it's this idea that you always need to be doing more,
Right.
achieving more,
Right.
optimizing every single aspect of your life.
Yeah, which can be a little overwhelming.
It can be very overwhelming.
Right.
And he's spoken openly about his own struggles with this in the past.
Okay.
Pushing himself too hard,
Right.
feeling burned out,
Yeah.
neglecting other important areas of his life.
So it's not just about blindly following these productivity hacks.
No.
It's about finding that balance
Yes, exactly.
that works for you.
Yeah.
And making sure you're not sacrificing your well-being
Exactly.
in the pursuit of achievement.
He emphasizes the importance of listening to your body,
Okay.
setting boundaries, and prioritizing self-care.
Okay.
He's even talked about taking extended breaks from social media
Wow.
and work to recharge.
That's important.
It is.
It's a reminder that even someone who is incredibly successful and productive still needs to take care of their mental and emotional well-being.
Absolutely. And he emphasizes that, true success isn't just about external achievements.
Right.
It's also about feeling happy, fulfilled,
Yeah.
and content with your life.
So aligning your actions with your values.
Exactly.
And creating a life that feels like authentic.
Yeah, and meaningful.
Okay, that's a message I think we all need to hear sometimes.
It is, and it speaks to the heart of his message. It's not about becoming a productivity machine.
Right.
It's about becoming the best version of yourself.
I like that.
So we've explored his principles, but I'm curious about his background.
Okay.
Like, how did his experiences growing up shape his worldview?
Yeah, and why medicine in the first place?
That's where things get even more fascinating, actually.
Okay.
Abdaal's upbringing played a significant role in shaping his perspective.
Okay.
Born in Pakistan, raised in the UK, and he kind of experienced this unique blend of cultures and perspectives.
Right, so he had this early exposure to, different ways of life.
Yeah.
Different belief systems, different ways of thinking.
Exactly, and that really shaped his approach to learning.
Okay.
He's always been like a voracious reader, a keen observer of human behavior.
So he has this, inquisitive mind.
Yes.
Always seeking to, learn and understand more about the world.
That's it, and that's what initially drew him to medicine.
Oh, well,
He was fascinated by the human body,
yeah.
the intricacies of the human mind.
Okay.
He wanted to understand, how things worked
Right.
and how we could use that knowledge to help others.
So there was a genuine desire to make a difference. To
Absolutely.
use his skills to help people.
Yeah, and he excelled in his studies.
Okay.
He was a top student at Cambridge
Wow.
and went on to work at some of the most prestigious hospitals in the UK.
Okay.
But even as he was, pursuing this very demanding career path,
Yeah.
he couldn't shake this feeling that there was something more he could be doing.
Like a bigger purpose out there.
Exactly. And that's when he started to, explore his creative side.
Oh, interesting.
He had always enjoyed writing and making videos,
Okay.
but he never really considered it as a potential career.
So it was more of a hobby.
Yeah, a way to express himself, explore his interests.
Okay.
But as he started sharing his videos online, he realized that he had this knack for explaining complex ideas
Okay.
in a really clear and engaging way.
Interesting.
People were drawn to his teaching style
Yeah.
and his ability to make even the most challenging topics seem approachable.
So he had this natural talent for teaching and communication that he hadn't really fully tapped into before.
Exactly. And that's when he started to see the potential for something bigger.
Okay.
He realized that he could use his platform to reach a wider audience and to make a more significant impact than he could ever achieve within, traditional medicine.
Right. It was a way to leverage his skills and his knowledge to help more people.
Yes.
To create that ripple effect.
Exactly. And that's what ultimately led him to make the leap.
Okay, to leave medicine behind.
Yeah. He decided to leave his medical career behind
Wow.
and pursue his passion for content creation full time.
I mean, that's a bold move.
It was.
Yeah.
And it wasn't without its challenges. I mean, he faced criticism from some people
Oh, really?
for abandoning his medical career.
So people didn't understand.
No, some people questioned his decision,
Yeah.
suggesting that he was, wasting his talents.
It's interesting how people can be so resistant to change.
It is. But Abdaal was determined to follow his heart.
Yeah.
He believed that he could make a more significant contribution to the world by sharing his knowledge and insights with a wider audience.
And it seems like he was right.
He was.
His message has resonated with millions of people.
Absolutely. And he's built a successful business
Yeah.
in the process.
But it's not about the money for him.
No, his primary motivation is to help people live better lives.
Yeah. More fulfilling lives.
Exactly.
That's a great goal.
It is. And it's clear that he's achieving it.
It seems like he is.
And he's done it by staying true to himself,
Yeah.
following his passions, and embracing change.
It's an inspiration to anyone who feels stuck.
Yeah, or unfulfilled.
Yeah.
It shows that it's never too late to pursue your dreams
Right.
and to make difference in the world.
Okay, I'm really glad we took this deep dive into his story.
Me too.
It's given me a lot to think about.
His approach is a great reminder that we all have the power
Yeah.
to create the life we want.
And that the journey is just as important as the destination.
So let's talk about that journey.
Okay.
We've explored his principles, we've explored his background,
Right.
but I'm curious about the actual content he creates.
Okay.
What are his videos and podcasts really like.
Right, because it's one thing to, like, talk about productivity and self-improvement. Yeah.
But it's another thing to actually, like, create content that people actually want to watch and listen to.
Exactly. And Abdaal has definitely mastered that art.
Right.
His videos are this really great mix of, like, educational and entertaining.
So he's not just lecturing.
No.
It's more of an experience.
Yeah, he's very charismatic.
Okay.
And he has this natural ability to, like, connect with his audience.
Okay, so what does that actually look like?
Well, he uses humor, storytelling, personal anecdotes to illustrate his points and to make the content relatable.
Because no one wants to watch a boring video about productivity.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter how valuable the information might be.
Right, and Abdaal gets that.
Okay.
He knows how to keep people engaged and entertained.
Okay, so what are some of the specific topics he covers?
It's a really wide range.
Okay.
Everything from, like, study tips, note-taking strategies, to, like, building an online business.
Investing in the stock market.
So there's something for everyone.
Yeah, whether you're a student, an entrepreneur, or just someone who wants to improve their life.
And he approaches it in a practical way.
Always.
Like actionable steps.
Absolutely.
Okay.
He gives very specific tips and strategies.
So it's not just theory.
No, it's about putting those ideas into practice.
Okay.
And he's not afraid to experiment and try new things.
Yeah.
He's constantly learning and growing.
And sharing that journey.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I like that.
And he's very transparent about, like, his successes and his failures.
So it makes him relatable.
Absolutely.
It shows that even, you know, someone who's incredibly successful has still faced their challenges.
Exactly. It makes his message even more powerful, I think.
Right. It's coming from a place of experience, not perfection.
Exactly. He's not just telling people what to do. He's showing them how to do it.
Right.
By sharing his journey.
Sharing his experiences.
And the lessons he's learned along the way.
So he's like a guide.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay, what about his podcasts?
So his podcasts are similar to his videos.
Okay.
In a lot of ways. He uses that same conversational style, relatable approach.
Okay.
But the podcasts allow him to, like, really delve into topics in more depth and have these longer, more nuanced conversations.
Okay, so a different format, but same kind of vibe.
Exactly.
Who does he have on his podcasts?
He interviews some really fascinating people.
Okay.
Experts in their fields, thought leaders.
Okay.
Entrepreneurs who are making a difference in the world.
Like who?
He's interviewed people like Tim Ferriss, Naval Ravikant, even Bill Gates.
Wow, that's a pretty impressive lineup.
It is, and he always asks these really insightful questions. Gets his guests to, like, really share their wisdom.
Okay.
Their experiences.
So it's a great way to learn from the best.
Absolutely. And he's not afraid to ask tough questions.
Okay. So it's not just like a fluff piece.
No, it's a genuine exploration of ideas and perspectives.
So it's more of a conversation than a lecture.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm starting to get a real feel for his style.
Good.
Informative, engaging, authentic. Yeah. He seems like someone you could actually, like, sit down with and have a conversation with.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah. And that authenticity is what makes his message so powerful.
Okay, so he's created this really valuable resource from people who want to, like, learn and grow.
He has.
And he's constantly experimenting with new formats, new ideas.
He's always pushing the boundaries.
That's the sign of a true innovator.
It is.
Yeah, someone who's not content with the status quo.
No.
Always looking to improve.
Yeah, always looking to evolve.
It's inspiring.
It is.
You know, it's a reminder that we should never stop learning, no matter how successful we become.
Exactly, and that's what I admire most about him.
Okay.
He's not just teaching people how to be more productive or successful.
He's teaching them how to live a better life. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's all about, isn't it?
It is.
Living a life that's meaningful, fulfilling, joyful.
Yeah, exactly, and Ali Abdaal is showing us that it's possible.
I like that.
Through his content, his example, and his unwavering belief in human potential.
It's a powerful reminder that we all have that capacity to create the life we want.
Absolutely.
And that the journey is just as important as the destination.
But speaking of the journey, I'm curious about his transition from medicine to content creation.
Yeah.
Like, was there a defining moment?
Right, because it's one thing to have a side hustle or a passion project.
Exactly.
But it's a whole other thing to, like, walk away from a stable career.
To pursue something as unpredictable as content creation.
Right.
You're right, and his decision was definitely not impulsive.
Okay.
He's talked about the internal struggle he faced.
Okay.
The doubts, the fears, and the pressure he felt from others.
To stay on that, like, quote-unquote, safe path.
Exactly. That's a dilemma a lot of us face.
Yeah, when we're considering a big change.
Yeah, the fear of the unknown.
Right, worrying about what other people might think.
Exactly.
So Abdaal wasn't immune to that.
No, he's talked about the sleepless nights.
Wow.
As he wrestled with this decision.
So what ultimately tipped the scales? Expert speaker. It really does. And his willingness to, like, embrace that change, you know?
Yeah.
To step outside of his comfort zone and really pursue those passions.
Yeah.
Even when it meant, like, going against the grain.
Exactly.
Taking those risks.
Yeah, I think that's really inspiring.
It is.
You know, one thing we haven't touched on yet is his emphasis on creating passive income streams.
Oh, that's right.
He's really open about that aspect of his business.
Yeah, and it's not something you see very often.
No, not really.
To that degree, you know?
Right.
Where someone is so open about their finances.
It's refreshing, actually.
Yeah, it is.
He's demystifying that whole concept of building wealth online.
Right. It's not this, like, big secret.
Yeah, it's not like some exclusive club.
Exactly.
And he shares, like, specific strategies and income reports.
Yeah, he breaks down how he makes money from different ventures.
Exactly. It's like he's giving you a behind-the-scenes look.
Right, at how he built his business and the challenges he faced.
The lessons he learned.
And I can imagine that that's really empowering.
Oh, absolutely.
For, you know, anyone who's, like, interested in starting an online business.
Especially for, like, aspiring entrepreneurs.
Right, who are maybe a little intimidated by the whole thing.
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming.
It can.
But he makes it feel more accessible, more achievable.
Like, if he can do it, you know, I can do it.
Exactly.
But he's not just focused on making money for money's sake, right?
No, not at all.
Like, he emphasizes building a business that's aligned with your values, that allows you to have a positive impact, and ultimately gives you the freedom to live life on your own terms.
That's key.
So it's about creating a lifestyle that feels authentic.
That feels meaningful.
Yeah.
And he's very clear that this isn't, you know, some get-rich-quick scheme.
Right. It takes work.
It takes time, effort, and a willingness to learn.
He's honest about the fact that there are going to be challenges.
Yeah, there will be setbacks.
That's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, it's not.
But those challenges are opportunities.
Yeah, opportunities for growth.
Right.
And the rewards of building a successful business, you know, that you're passionate about are well worth the effort.
So it's about having that long-term vision.
Yeah.
Being resilient.
Being persistent.
And staying focused on your goals.
Exactly. And he gives a lot of practical advice on how to do that, you know, from developing a business plan to building an audience to creating valuable products.
He really knows what he's talking about.
He does.
It's not just, you know, he's not all talk. He actually, like, understands how to build a successful business.
He does, and he's very generous in sharing that knowledge.
Yeah, which I think is really cool.
It is.
It speaks to his desire to empower others.
Yeah, to help them achieve their own success.
Right, and I think that's especially important today, where more and more people are, you know, kind of looking for alternative career paths.
Exploring entrepreneurship.
Yeah, and he's, like, a role model for that.
Absolutely.
You know, for people who want to create a more balanced life that combines financial success with personal fulfillment.
It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Exactly.
You can have both.
Yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive into Ali Abdaal, what is, like, one key takeaway that you're going to carry with you?
For me, it's his emphasis on the power of small, consistent actions.
Yeah, that resonates with me too.
You know, it's easy to get caught up in wanting to make big changes.
Right, like overnight transformations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he reminds us that real progress happens through those small daily efforts.
Right, those small wins.
Yeah, that build up over time.
Compound over time.
Exactly.
So it's about shifting our mindset.
Yeah, from instant gratification to long-term fulfillment.
And I think that applies to, like, so many areas of life.
It really does.
Building a business.
Learning a new skill.
Improving our relationship.
It's about the journey.
Yeah.
Not just the destination.
So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired, what's, like, one small step they can take today?
They could set a small, achievable goal for the day.
Okay.
Dedicate 15 minutes to learning something new.
Yeah.
Or even just take a moment to appreciate the good things in their lives.
Just start small.
Yeah.
Build that momentum.
Enjoy the process.
And who knows, maybe those small steps will lead to something amazing.
Yeah, just like they did for Ali Abdaal.
Exactly. We all have the power to create the life we want.
And the journey is just as important as the destination.
So keep learning, keep growing, and keep creating a life that feels good.
Until next time, keep diving deep.